What's up guys, Woo here, back again with another Division 2 build video. Guys, I'm bringing you today my LMG crit hybrid build. Using this PvE, heroics, solo. I've done a lot with it and I've really enjoyed it. I have, and I'm not the biggest hybrid build fan. Hands up, it's not me. I like to go all in. But this build has surprised me. Again, you've seen the gameplay, you've seen this hits hard. It hits really hard in a group. It's great for solo play. You've got sustain, you've got high damage, survivability. You've got a lot on this setup. And it's using, the fixer drone, the assault turret, and it works. It really does. So I'm sharing it. I feel like it'll help you guys out. So guys, let me know about hybrids. Let me know how you're feeling about hybrids, because I kind of like them. I do like them, but this build has kind of swayed me a little to the dark side, because it hits hard and there's a lot of survivability. But of course guys, if you enjoyed the video, thumbs doodle, it helps. And yes guys, if you're not subbed to the channel, drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my content. Guys, let's woo this. Before I go into the build, I just want to take a look in the range. Let's take a look here. And we're going to do some damage. But firstly guys, listen, I had potato aim. So please forgive me, no more abuse in the comment section about my aim. Okay? Right, let's do this. You see guys, it's quite nice, but when I look at the nice damage, some nice headshot damage just there. But what I look is for that lovely reload speed. That's the key to this. I'll just do one more. And there's a reload speed, which is quite nice. Yeah, guys, you can see why I'm rolling with this. It hits hard. It works well in a group, and again, it works solo. So let's take a look at the build. So, guys, I'm using Technician. I'm using Technician for a number of reasons. The first reason is I want to elevate my skill tiers because I want more survivability and a bit more skill damage from my skills, obviously. And of course, Technician, what it also does, it gets me the option of skill damage 10% or skill healing 10%. I have gone down the route of skill healing. So that, again, gives me more survivability, means I can stay in the fight longer, which is good. So guys, Technician, it is a hybrid, so it's free offensive, 0 defensive, and free utility stats. 726k armor, 1 exotic, which is the Coyote's mask. Let's go for the build. The mask, guys, god roll. You see, it's perfect. If it had a 12% critical hit damage mod, I'll be laughing all the way to the bank, because it would be the most perfect piece ever. Awesome. But Pack Instinct is a great talent to have, not just in the group, but on your own, because you're gonna get more crit. Simple as that. And it works a treat in PvE. It really does, and it's a really nice mask to have. I've used this, and I've used this piece, which is also really nice, and it does hit really hard. But this is great. I just keep going back to it, and it works. So you and all allies gain a bonus based on the distance of the last enemy you hit. So if you're in that 0 to 15 meters, that's 25% critical hit damage. 15 to 25 meters, that's 10% crit hit damage and 10% critical hit chance. And 25 meters plus is 25% critical hit chance. So really nice, again, versatile mask. Now the holster, no, not the knee pads, the holster is Seska Roba, which is 10% critical hit chance at the bat from the brand set bonus. And that's 14.5% weapon damage. Crit damage a little bit on the low side, but I'll take that. And 6% critical hit chance. And the knee pads are the first piece of Hana Yu. And you can see I'm rolling with the free piece because 10% skill haste, 10% skill damage, and of course 5% weapon damage. So it just makes sense how this build is set out, especially as it's a hybrid. So it's one skill tier, max crit, and 11.1% critical hit damage. The gloves are the Contractor's gloves. And again, that grants me that 10% LMG damage, and that's critical because you want to deal as much damage through your primary weapon as possible. So you've got to have that 10% Petrov on there somewhere. And Contractor's gloves are pretty heavy hitting. So nice weapon damage, wish it was a little bit higher. Damage to armor is max, and of course 11.7% critical hit damage. The backpack is the second piece of Hana Yu, and that is the skill tier, explosive resistance, critical hit damage, which is max, and 11.6% critical hit damage. Again, with explosive resistance, I maybe like something else on there. I'm not too sure, but again, it's rolled how it's rolled. Talents, companion. While you're within 5 meters of an ally or skill, total weapon damage is increased by 15%. Now, I'd like this above other talents that grant you more damage, like potentially versatile, potentially vigilance as well. Now, why I like this is because I'm using a fixer drone. Fixer drone keeps me alive, buffs my healing a lot, so I want that fixer drone there. And having that companion app, and that, you know, that talent is procced all the time. Secondly, someone will always suggest Sawyer's knee pads. An option yet that will boost my weapon damage. But guys, it does not fit my playstyle. How I roll with primarily is I'm up and at 'em. I like to move about the playing field. I like to get around the back. I like to flank. And having that companion talent there, that grants me that 15% weapon damage. I could use Sawyer's knee pads, but I won't see the benefit. I will not see that benefit at all. Now, if it was a Baker's Dozen build, yeah, I'd maybe see a little bit of a gain there with that extra 30% weapon damage. But me personally, on my playstyle, it doesn't work. So that's why I'm not rolling with the Sawyer's knee pads, before anybody asks that question. So guys, companion, I love this, because I just run around with it, I drop the turret, and that also procs my chest piece, so I'm getting extra skill repair, extra skill damage, and companions. I'm just being buffed again. Works very nice on this build. The chest piece and this, I love this at the minute. It's just, yeah, it's great. So Hanayu, of course, weapon damage because I'm using the free piece, skill haste, skill damage, and critical damage as the offensive mod. Kinetic momentum. When in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown. Stacks increase your total skill damage by 1%, so that's 15% extra on the assault turret, and total skill repair by 2%. So that's 30% on my fixer drone, up to 15 stacks per skill, and it's lost when on cooldown. Again, this is a really, really sexy talent. I've been using this a lot in PvE. It's so much fun, and again, I like the extra skill damage, and I love the extra skill repair, and that just gives me more survivability while I can hit as hard as I can. So guys, we'll take a look at the skills. My primary skill is a fixer drone. That's, again, it's my buddy, it's my companion, quite literally, and that buffs me a lot, and I like it. So healing of 36, 7, 8, 1. 20-second cooldown. There's not a lot of skill haste on the build, so we just have to take it as is. So as it's tier 4, that's 80% armor repair and 280% health. Now in terms of the mods, duration, armor repair, which is key, and health. My secondary skill is the assault turret. Again, that beavers away NPCs, and it also, again, generates the extra stacks on the kinetic momentum chest piece. So it's nice to have on the build. And again, it works with that talent as well. Kinetic momentum, they work, they synergize drone and turret, which is good. So 63, 755. Yeah, not the highest, but again, it's a steady damage output. Damage of 80%, health 280%. Now, in terms of mods, I've gone for damage, I've gone for duration, and duration. I just want it up as often as well, as long as possible. As long as it's there, I get my extra stack on the fixer drone, so that the longer it's up, the better for me. And that 20-second cooldown, generally, as soon as we're out of combat, I'll pop it, and it's about, again, another 20 seconds before we're back in combat. So I don't really see much downtime from this. You can see there's a nice, what's that, nearly 3.5 minutes uptime on the turret. And again, that's nice. That's cool. I'm happy with that. Let's take a look at the weapons. I mean, you've seen the first weapon, which is this. It's the Good Times LMG. Now, with this, it's beastly. It is. It's a beast. 110k damage, and once companion is procced, it's about 125, 126k damage, and that's good. That's really good. So LMG damage to targets out cover, and critical hit chance are the attributes. Now the talent, perfect fast hands. Critical hits add a stack of 8% reload speed bonus. The max stack is 40, and you've seen the start of the video, the reload speed is crazy. And LMGs, we know they hit hard, slower RPM, but they do pack a punch. And again, I like perfect fast hands. It works perfectly. It just means more uptime for me shooting some bad guys, and it works a dream. So in terms of the mods, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, nice 10% there, 5% critical hit chance, and 5% critical hit damage. Now in terms of my secondary is Glory Days. And simply using this because I like the talent perfect nearsighted, and just works well for me. If I'm run out of my LMG, of ammo, or whatever, I know I can use this, and again, potato aim and all that. It just gives me that bit of, again, that nice damage output, and of course, I'm hitting my targets more often because of that 100% stability. So, yeah, I like it, but it's personal preference for whatever you want as your secondary. You could go for the Sweet Dreams for the Sandman talent. Yeah, that's cool. But, guys, it's up to you. It really, really is. In terms of mods on this, very simple. Critical chance, rounds, more critic damage, and more critic chance. My sidearm is the Maxim 9 for perfect spike. Sometimes I use this very rarely, but when I do, I use it for perfect spike, just for that extra, again, 25% skill damage on my assault turret, but not very often, so it is what it is, guys. In terms of the mod, it's just rounds. That's it. Now, guys, we have seen the weapons, the gear, and the skills. Let's take a look at the stats. Now, as you can see here, this is the Good Times LMG, 47% critical chance, 139.5% critical damage, and 65% headshot damage, 8% armor damage. Now, before we go into the nitty-gritty of what we're talking about in terms of watch-wise, my watch level is 0% critical chance. I've not even started that one yet. In terms of critical damage, that's the second one I've invested in, and I'm on about 4% of that. So I've got quite a bit of way to go, and I get way over 150% critical damage on this, which is good. So, guys, you see there's room for improvement, that's for sure. Armor damage 8%, and that's from the gloves, of course. 56% all weapons damage bonus, 15% AR damage, and 39% LMG damage bonus. And lastly, if you just take a look at the little bits, explosive resistance, a little bit of hazard protection, you can see where I've been working on the watch. Skill haste is 24.6%, and that's the next kind of, again, talent I really want to boost up. And I'm working on it, working on the watch level, but still 348. I just don't have time. But yeah, that's the build. Now let me just get back here and you'll see if I just proc this. There's companion, and then we look at the damage on the Good Times. That should elevate, but it doesn't. But yeah, 125k when the stars are aligned, and that's what we're looking at damage-wise, and that's nice. I like that. And again, yeah, you look at the crits now. The crits are a little bit healthier. So the crit about 330, 340 before, and now with that, you can see they hit nicely. And yeah, I told you guys, I got some potato aim going on. That's it. That reload speed, you see that, guys, he's just great. I love that. It's really, really nice. And again, he just generates more damage over time because you can fire more often, and that's what it's all about in this game. So, guys, hope you enjoyed the build. A lot of fun for PvE. In solo, in a group, it's great. Buff your teammates, that's cool. Nice survivability, nice healing, nice damage for your skills. But, of course, it's another fun WOO build. Of course, guys, if you enjoy the build, thumbs doodle, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.